It all started in Cypress Hollow, a quiet, suburban neighborhood where everyone prided themselves on perfection. I had just moved into my home and was enjoying my morning coffee when the HOA, led by Karen Blackwell, sent me their first letter. Karen, the self-proclaimed queen of the neighborhood, ruled with an iron fist. From the paint color on your house to the grass height, she dictated everything. When I refused to join the HOA and pay the outrageous dues, Karen was livid. I wasn't the type to bow to anyone's demands, and I made that clear. The first few weeks were peaceful enough, but then the notices started arriving. Fines for the smallest things. My lawn was too tall. My mailbox wasn't centered just right. They even threatened legal action for minor violations. But I stood my ground, determined not to give in. Then one night, everything changed. I woke up to the smell of smoke and the sound of sirens. My house was on fire. I rushed outside and saw the flames consuming everything. The firefighters worked hard, but it was clear my home was destroyed. Once the fire was out, investigators confirmed the cause: arson. Security footage revealed a dark figure sneaking into my backyard and setting the porch on fire. The footage was clear. Karen had done this. She had broken into my property, doused my porch with gasoline, and set the fire to teach me a lesson for refusing to join the HOA. It was personal, it was calculated, and I was furious. But Karen didn't realize who she had messed with. I wasn't just a homeowner, I was a federal judge. My position in the legal world commanded respect, and it was time for her to learn that she had crossed the wrong person. I immediately contacted my colleagues in law enforcement and gathered the evidence. With the help of federal investigators, we built a solid case. Karen might have thought she could intimidate me, but she had no idea who she was dealing with. The investigation exposed everything: Karen's involvement in the fire, her illegal harassment, and the HOA's corrupt practices. The other members of the HOA, complicit in her actions, were also implicated. I filed a lawsuit for arson, malicious destruction of property, and conspiracy, using every legal resource at my disposal. At the trial, Karen sat nervously in the defendant's chair. The once confident HOA president, now reduced to a shell of her former self. The evidence against her was overwhelming, and the jury didn't take long to convict her. The conviction was a moment of sweet justice. Not just for me, but for the whole neighborhood that had lived under her oppressive rule. Karen was sentenced to prison for her crimes, and the HOA was officially disbanded. The neighborhood was finally free from her tyranny. As for me, I returned to the courtroom where I had spent my career, knowing I had stood up for what was right. Karen had tried to burn down my house, but instead, it was her empire that was reduced to ashes. It wasn't just about the house. It was about making sure that no one, not even Karen Blackwell, could get away with using power and control to destroy others. The neighborhood was now free, and I had won a battle that went far beyond mere property lines. The community could finally breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that the oppressive grip of the HOA was no more.